I will show you how to use the audio bus layout in your game to play music and sound effects. I will also make an audio playtime component so that we can add a delay time to when the sound effects is being played and then loop them. So let's begin by going to Scenes, Test Scenes, and make a copy of the test scene default and duplicate that, and call this Test Scene Audio and duplicate, and then open the scene. Let's rename the scene Test Scene Audio. And to download some free music, let's head over to Ludo Loon Studio at itch.io, and I'll leave the link in the description, and we will download on the form and we will use this music for our game. Then head over to my GitHub account, and in the tutorial components and scripts folder, I have created a Crop Tales tutorials folder, and in there I have the sound effects for the chicken and the cow. So just go into the audio folder and download those 4 audio files. I'll also leave this link in the description below. And when you download on the form music file, you will see that it is a .wav file. So open this in Audacity or any other audio manipulation software, and then either select a portion of the music which you would like to use, or you can export the whole file. So go to File, then Export Audio, and then export the file as an org vorbis file, and you can either export the entire file or the current selection as I'm doing here. Then go to your Assets folder and create a new folder and call this Audio. Then go into the Audio folder and create a new folder and call this Music. And then import on the form music and just rename your file. Then go back to the Audio folder and create a new folder and call this Sound Effects. And then open the Sound Effects folder and import the 4 sound effects files. Then click on the root folder and create a new folder and call this Audio. Then right click, New Resource, and search for Audio Bus Layout. Select that and create that. And we will call this Game Audio Bus Layout and save that. So open up the Audio Bus Layout, and we currently have one bus which is the master bus, so we'll leave that. Add another bus and rename this to Music, and add another bus and call this Sound Effects. Then go to Project Settings, and scroll down to Audio and Buses, and for the default bus layout, let's change this and go to the Audio folder and select the Audio Bus Layout which we've created here and open that, and then close. I will just right click the Audio folder and just set the folder colour to red. Then inside the Audio folder, right click, create a new folder and call this Music, and right click and create another new folder and call this Sound Effects. Now go to Scene, New Scene and Other Node, and search for Audio Stream Player 2D and create that node, and rename it to On the Form Music, and save that scene in Audio and Music folder and save. Then for the stream property, go back to the Assets folder, and in the Audio folder and the Music folder, just bring over On the Form Music and drop that into the stream property. Then scroll down, and for the bus property, change this to Music. So view each bus as a separate channel, and you can then add effects to each of these channels. Now, I will not be covering the effects in this tutorial. However, you can have different sound effects buses and then modify or manipulate the audio further using some of these effects. So for On the Form Music, I will use this channel. Go to Scene, New Scene, choose Other Node, and choose Audio Stream Player 2D again and create that, and rename this node to Chicken Cluck 1 Sound Effects, and then save that and go back to the Audio folder, and in Sound Effects folder we'll save that scene. Then head back to Assets and Sound Effects folder and bring over the Chicken Cluck 1 sound effect and put that into the stream property. And then for this sound effect, go to the bus property and change that to be the sound effect bus. Now I will create 3 more audio stream scenes to cover these 3 other sound effects, and I'll speed up the video. So let's head back to test scene audio, and then in the audio and music folder, let's drag the on the form music scene onto our test scene, and then just move this to the top, and then select autoplay, and then let's run our test scene. So that is playing our music. Let's stop the scene. And then for our sound effects, let's just go to scenes, characters and cow, and add the cow to the scene. Now I won't add the cow moo sound effects directly to our cow character because I want to control when I do play that sound effect. So I'm going to create a new component. So I'll go to scene, new scene, and other node, and search for the timer node and create that, and rename this to audio playtime component. And then save this component into scenes and components folder. Then right click and attach a script and just call it audio playtime component and create that script. Then create an export variable and call it audio stream player 2D, which is type audio stream player 2D. And then in the inspector, head over to the node tab and choose the timeout signal, and then click connect. And just connect the on timeout function, and then just grab the audio stream player and then just call the play method. Then head back to the cow scene, then go to the audio and sound effects folder and add our cow moo sound effects. Then go to components and then add the audio play time component, and then go to the inspector, and for the audio play time component, just assign our sound effects. Then in wait time, we can just put this to 5 seconds and then click auto start. Now let's head back to the test scene and let's just run our test scene. So we now have the music first playing, and then the sound effects has just played. So the next one should be in 5 seconds, and that is now working. So I'll just head back to the audio playtime component, and as you can see, we can now just modify the wait time using the timer, and internally it will call the audio stream player. So this is just useful for many different types of sound effects that you may want to run in a loop. Now before we add the chicken sound effects, just go back to the audio folder and open the game audio bus layout, and let's adjust the volume for music and the volume for sound effects. Now we can just reduce the volume for the music on this channel here, and then I'll reduce it also for the sound effects as well. So head over to the test scene again and run the scene. And as you can hear, the volume is much quieter for the music and also for the sound effect. And that's how we can control the volume for the different channels in our audio bus layout. Now head to scenes, characters, and open the chicken scene, and then head back over to the audio and sound effects folder. Now I could just add the audio stream player, and if I go to components, just put the audio playtime component on here, but I'll only get this single sound effects playing all the time. Now for chickens, I have multiple sound effects files, so I'd like to switch between them. So go to scene, new scene, and other node, and choose the audio stream player node and create that, and rename this to chicken cluck multiple sound effects, and then save the scene. So go to the audio folder and sound effects, and then save that. Then for the stream property, click enter and choose New Audio Stream Randomizer. Then open the resource and add an element and go to Assets, Audio and Sound Effects here and drag the first sound effect file in. Then add element again, drag the second one in and add the third one as well. And for weight, I will just keep it the same and allow the randomizer to pick the next sound effect as and when. And then scroll down and for the boss, change from master to sound effect. Then head back to the chicken scene. I'll remove this single sound effect, so I'll just delete that. Okay. And then go back to my audio folder and sound effects and just drag the chicken cluck multiple into my chicken scene. Then click audio playtime component and assign the chicken cluck multiple sound effect. Then for wait time, I'll say 5 seconds and then click auto start. I'll go back to cow and for audio playtime, I'll just change this to 20 seconds as we've already heard this one. Then head to test scene audio and add the chicken scene to our test scene. And then run the test scene. And the music is playing. And we've got the first chicken sound. And the second chicken sound. And then a third chicken sound from the randomizer. And then we've got the cow sound effects as well. So now that we've tested our music and sound effect, go to scenes and levels. And in our level, let's add our music. Go to music and then place on the form music into the scene and place that to the top. And for cows and chickens, the sound effects files are already there. So I'm adding music to this level because if you do create levels in the future, you can change the music for each of those levels. So now that the music is added to the level and we have our sound effects for the characters, I am now ready to test the game. So I'll run this and I'll click start. And that is our music for the level and also the sound effects are working. And that brings me to the end of this tutorial on how to create music and sound effects using an audio bus layout and then creating a component so that you can then manage the delay time of when your sound effects is played. If you really like what you've seen in this tutorial, please remember to hit like and subscribe to support my channel. Thank you for watching.